The fall of Afghanistan to the Taliban is likely to have emboldened UK terrorists, the head of MI has warned. Director General Ken McCallum told the BBC that while the terror threat would not change overnight, there could be a moral boost of our extremists. He said, and there is also a concern terrorists could regroup and plan will develop sophisticated plots. Mr. McCallum said a total of 31 late-stage attacks plot have been foiled in the UK in the past 4 years. That includes his during the pandemic period alone, he added. While they were largely Islamic extremist plots, there were also a growing number of attacks planned by extremist right-wing terrorists. He added that the terrorist threat to the UK, I am sorry to say, is a real and enduring thing. Mr. McCallum speaking to BBC Radio 4's Today program on the eve of the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks on the US said that smaller scale terrorist act by those already in the UK made up the largest number of threats faced by MI5. He said there is no doubt that events in Afghanistan will have hardened and emboldened some of those extremists, and so being vigilant to precisely those kind of risks in what my organization is focused on along with the range of other threats. He also warned, but there is still also a risk of an increase in larger plots directed by terrorism groups like al-Qaeda. Mr. McCallum said the big concern flowing from Afghanistan alongside the immediate inspirational effects is the risk that terrorist reconstitutes and once again pose us more in the way of well-developed, sophisticated plots of the sort that we faced in 9/11 and the years thereafter. Mr. McCallum said, while the government says it will judge the Taliban by their action, the UK Security Service would plan for the possibility more risk progressively may flow our way. He said terrorist threats tend not to change overnight in the scenes of directed plotting or training camp of infrastructures, the sort of the things that al-Qaeda enjoyed in Afghanistan at the time of 9/11. These things do inherently take time to build, and the 20 years effort to reduce the terrorist threat from Afghanistan has been largely successfully. But what does happen overnight, even though those directed plots and centrally organized waves of terrorism take a bit longer to rebuild. Overnight, you can have a psychological boost and moral boost to extremists already here in or in other countries. Mr. McCallum said, it is difficult to say if the UK is safer or less safe now than it was at the time of the September 11 attacks. So-called Islamic State, he managed to do something that al-Qaeda did not in inspiring lots of people to attempt smaller scale acts of terrorism, he explained. He added, we need to be vigilant both for the increase in inspired terrorism, which has become a real trend for us to deal with over the last 5 to 10 years, alongside the potential regrowth of al-Qaeda-style directed plot.